All right, y'all, what's good? In this video, we are going to be going over essentially all the stuff that none of these gurus, none of these people you see on, what I'm saying, Instagram Reels, YouTube, tell you about this, online high ticket sales, appointment setting, closing space. Because there's a lot of misconceptions out there, a lot of stuff that I believed, he probably believed too, before we got into this space. But yeah, if you want to kind of introduce yourself, bro.
My name is Lockhart. I just crossed my first year in the high ticket sales space. Believe it or not, I've been able to do very relatively well for myself. I manage these offers. We've done almost 8 figures at this point in terms of cash collected since I've started. I've my first year in this space, I was able to make well over a couple $100,000, a little bit over 300K my first year doing this. So definitely have had relatively decent success in this game. But getting started, just like Jake said, there's a lot of things that a lot of people don't know before they get started. Especially I'm like I said, I manage these offers at this point, and I get new sales reps and setters that join, even closers that join this team, and they think shit is sweet.
Yeah.
I guess probably the main thing, I'm sure you can attest this, is location freedom, yes, but time freedom, hell no.
Time freedom, hell no.
Like, what's been your experience when it comes to time freedom?
Bro, time freedom is not a real thing, especially as a sales rep, and probably even as a manager, right? Like, time freedom is not really a thing for you.
I mean, it depends. If you want to just kind of cruise, it can be. But if you're looking to kind of move the entire operation forward, hell no, bro. There ain't no time for
that. The thing about sales is your income is directly correlated to the amount of time you spend. It's an active income, right? There's no, follow-ups kind of a little bit is passive, but everything is based on your actual inputs, right? So that's why you don't judge the KPIs. Obviously, there is kind of like a KPI for setters in terms of like cash collected, but you judge a setter based on how many dials and how many sets they have. Because the more inputs you have, the better outcomes you're gonna have. Which means, I started, for those of y'all who don't know, I started appointment setting back in February, started closing back in May. But yeah, as a setter, like anytime I wasn't home at my computer, like I was itching, bro, because I knew I was not gonna get paid unless I was actually clicking buttons. But yeah, that's definitely the first thing that people don't understand, is that you're not gonna have time freedom. You might have location freedom. I got location freedom, but today my day consisted of about an hour of shopping, and the rest was on my computer trying to collect cash from prospects. What about what other shit is that like not told?
I mean, bro. Okay, well, I wanna make sure we clarify this, because Jake is mentioning inputs, and I don't want people thinking like, oh, you're getting paid. You get paid based on your time. So the more time you put in, because if it's a skills game. You don't look at sales. Like, yes, it's a numbers game. Yeah. But if the more skilled you are as a sales rep, the higher leverage you get on the time you put in.
I was gonna say, there was a fine. What happened?
I was saying, like, just make sure, just to make sure that's clear for you guys who are watching this.
Yeah, there's a fine line between, like, because sometimes if we do like incentives like for dials, then motherfuckers will just dial everybody. So like there's a fine line between like your skill set and your work ethic. Like if you can hit that, then obviously you're gonna be highest paid. Because I remember when I was setting, sometimes I wouldn't have the most dials, but I would know I would be super strategic, and I would always have the highest CC that day because I kind of managed it correctly. So yeah, it's definitely not all inputs like Benny had kind of mentioned. But what other we didn't really script this video, as you guys can tell, but
I mean, another thing is as simple as if you're not on a good opportunity or an offer, you're not gonna make money. You gotta work with dudes who know what the fuck they're doing. They have enough lead flow. Because think about it, you only make money from the deals you close. So if there's no deals that are entering the pipeline, how are you gonna make money? You know what I mean? So definitely, I'm sure Jake's gonna make videos on how to get on these kind of offers and things of that nature. But you got to figure out a way to get either on a team like ours if you'd like to make money, or another team that's similar to ours, or
trying to be us.
Got one league better than ours. Which there's definitely guys out there crushing and doing bigger numbers. But ideally you want to make sure that you ask people like, hey, how many inbound leads are you guys getting a day? How many leads? Not just leads, but what lead source are they coming from? Is it paid traffic? Is it organic traffic? because if you're not on an offer, right, it's very important. You know, some of you guys are probably listening to this like, what the fuck is going on? But basically, you want to make sure that you work for somebody who has the resources that you would need to be successful. Because otherwise, you're just going to be cooked from the jump.
That's one of the first things I said. Even at my old sales job, is like you can be the best, most skilled sales reps or best sales rep on a bad offer, and you might make 2 to 3K a month, or you could be a decent regular sales rep on a great offer, and you're gonna hit those 15 to 20K months.
Yep.
Bro, I truly don't consider myself that good of a closer. Like I don't know the fancy reframes. I don't know, like I can kind of build pain, kind of pre-handle a little bit, but I'm not that guy yet. But I'm still doing. Point is there's a lot better closers than me making a lot less money, and obviously that comes from the actual opportunity itself. So that's another thing. I would say another thing, bro, is like you can't expect anything. Like a lot of people come into this space with like, you know, they have a year of door-to-door sales experience. They learn how to make a loom, and then they send the loom to everybody. They don't get a response, and then I'll get a DM on Instagram like, "Yo, bro, I'm sending my loom to everybody," and they're not responding. But like you can't kind of have an ego when you come into it either. I guess it's not like a misconception, but.
I mean, that's not really a miss. I'm hoping you guys are aware that if you have an ego, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, guys, if you're not making the money you want to make, it's because you're not as good as you think you are, which is fine. You know, power goes to wherever you point the finger. So you can be the person who's like, "Oh, I'm not making money because this, that, and the third." Once you put the ball in your court, and you're like, "Okay, I'm not making money because number one, I'm not good enough to be on a good offer." Right, my loom is shit. I have no experience, right? So I should probably go get some sort of training, or I should go, join some sort of community so I can get locked in with people who can actually get me on a good offer, and stop trying to just, penny pinch and, hopefully you can just, keep busting, slaving away at outreach, and you're, some big time influencer's gonna be like, you have no training, you have no mutuals. I'm definitely gonna hire you, right? Like, it doesn't even make sense.
I did not get into this by Loom Outreach. I promise you guys. Like I did not get to where I am with Loom Outreach, bro. It's by forcing myself into rooms that I knew I wanted to be in. I have a funny little side tangent, bro. So I got a message. I don't know how he got my number, to be honest, but I got a message from an aspiring sales rep. He wants to be a setter. He goes, "Yo, Jake, I sent Benny my loom. He hasn't responded yet. Like, can you check in with Benny?" I'm like, "Well, send me the loom. Like, let me check it out, bro." And it was a selfie video of him yapping for 30 seconds. It didn't say Benny's name. It wasn't personalized or anything. He's like, "Yo, why am I not getting the opportunity I'm looking for?" I'm like, "Bro." And mind you, he's in a very well-known community that we are not associated with. There's coaches in there too, but he was coming to me for advice. So yeah, surround yourself with the right people, because if you're not getting the results you're looking for with one vehicle or one person that you're asking for help with, you gotta just find help, bro, because you can wait around for somebody to give you that opportunity, or you can just force yourself into it, bro.
And this is honestly the best last point to lead this video off, which is just like what Jake said. If you're not making the money, I've said this in a video, if you're not making the money you want to make, is because you're shit. And that's okay, because you can fix that, right? And you need to find somebody who has the answers that you're looking for, who has the results. Not just the results you're looking for, but the results in the way that you're looking to attain those results that you're looking for. Hopefully that made sense. And get, bro, like Jake said, you know what I mean? I have kids who outreach to me every day. As if you haven't articulated why I should hire you in 5 seconds, I've clicked off your video. If you send me a loom and it says Benny watched it, you're like, "Oh, Benny watched my..." Bro, I probably most of the time watched 4 seconds. Saw that you didn't even take the time to get a haircut or something. You're in your dusty ass room or whatever. Bro, put the extra. If you actually just put the extra effort into life, guys, believe it or not, you'll actually get the extra results. That's just as simple as that.
Yeah, and that's another thing too. Even once you get on that opportunity, you could still be shit. You were, when you first got into it, obviously the team is not what it is now, but you still had a good opportunity your first month. How much did you make your first month?
$400.
I made $500 my first month on a great opportunity. So even within that, and then boom, the next month you probably made what?
Not bad.
Yeah, Okay, but the month after,
Yeah, yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
It doubles. You know what I'm saying?
I don't want to count to people.
Yeah.
I was. It took me a little while. I
Yeah.
was like most people.
Yeah.
You know, I was getting ready to start offer hopping. Oh, this
Yeah.
offer sucks. Rather than like, you know what? Maybe people are hanging up on me because I just don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. So let me just figure that part out first.
But usually, if you've been on an offer for like 2 months, you actually know you're good. You made like $1,000. You should probably just switch offers.
Yeah.
But let's leave it off on that.